All right, thank you, Natasha. Let me turn my phone off so it doesn't ring here. All right. So, welcome to today's meeting. It's April 26th, right at 1 p.m., and I'll call the meeting to order. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, amendment and approval of the agenda.
So, the amendment would be, did everybody get a copy of the letter? And I just showed Ted because he didn't have it in his packet.
Well, that's okay.
I have an extra.
So I think the commissioner, you guys get the new packet? Natasha gave it to me about 15 minutes ago. There's a letter from Braun Ekstrand, Administrator of Property Tax Division. Yes, the very last page. Second to last page? Yeah. I think it's something good to read prior, either now or before we, what is it at? Back this up.
You want to read it?
I read it.
I mean, do you want to read it out loud?
Into the record? Sure.
Go ahead.
Why would we read it out loud? It's a hypothetical. It's not relevant to what we're doing right now, so let's go ahead with what we're doing and stick with the agenda.
Okay.
All right. All right, we're back to amendment and approval of the agenda.
I move approval agenda.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Jay, are you a yes?
Yes.
And yes, motion passes 3-0. All right, general public comments? Dave?
Didn't fill out a speaker slip, but Dave Barnes, outgoing county treasurer. It was a year ago today that everybody got to work and found things on their printers, mentioning that we'd been ransomwared. And it's been one heck of a year, but I have to say that I am absolutely the proudest of everybody here. Everybody pulled together, came together, worked through the adversity. We're still trying to catch up on certain things. I know in Shelley's office there's stuff that has to be done still, but staff here has been amazing over the last year in the face of adversity that nobody should ever have to go through. And I just wanted to note the anniversary of it. So thank you.
Yeah, earlier this week, Dave, I was at the Emergency Managers Conference and spoke about the cyber attack to all of the emergency managers in the state. And one thing about that cyber attack, there's both good and bad with it because we've definitely strengthened our cyber capabilities here in this county. And I think with the policies, procedures, the changes that we've made, we are definitely much more efficient and stronger as a result of what we went through. But with that cyber attack comes the financial costs of it. And that has really pushed us, it's really fast-tracked us to the financial cliffs that we face right now, specifically the lack of money in the general fund. So that's kind of the gift that keeps on giving in many ways. That is, and I think we're still going to deal with the follow-up that from that attack for quite a while. So yes, this is the anniversary. I remember the phone call that morning, and the following days very well, for sure. All right, so no further public comments. There is no consent agenda, so there's no need to deal with that. Now, discussion action items is approve the CAFA grant. Kylie?
I don't don't think I need to explain it again. It's the same board as last year, but if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I did include that letter because I had reached out in case of the levy not passing, what would happen to assessment and taxation, and that's the letter that came back. And he said he'd be happy to come to the budget hearings, the actual budget hearing. The levy doesn't, the ballots don't get counted until 27th, right? This has to be submitted by May 1, so I have to submit it with some sort of budget.
Right,
So that's why I went to Keena, we worked some things out.
right.
She said that I could go ahead and tell you that if we don't approve this budget, we're leaving about 300 grand on the table. And she said you can tell
Yeah.
them that you spoke to me, and that's what would be left if this portion of the budget's not.
Why we're doing it.
That is why we're here today. I know this is time sensitive, and that's why we're here. So any questions for Kylie? Jay, any questions?
So I'll make a motion to, excuse me, gotta get my eyes on. We are asking for approval of the CAFA grant application, so I make a motion to approve the CAFA grant application to continue with the funding resource for Curry County. Second?
All right, motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes, and yes. Motion passes 3-0. All right, thank you, Kylie. Ted, we don't have executive session, correct? All right, so it is 1:06, and we will adjourn the meeting.